Well, again, I think that's one of the most impressive teams I've seen this season from the standpoint of what they do on both sides of the basketball. They're so active defensively. They make it hard for you to score each and every bucket you earn. And then offensively, they have such good firepower, especially on the perimeter with Shed, Cryer, and Sharp, who's quiet today. But you always have to account for them on the floor. They have a lot of weapons out there offensively that they can go to. So just a very good basketball team, well coached, a team that, like I said, is having a special year. That's why they're number one in the nation. And I thought our guys fought. I thought we fought hard. I thought our guys gave a great effort, but we came up short. I thought coming down the stretch, they were able to make the plays they needed to make, and just we have to be better in that area.
How frustrating was it as you guys are making a run, you make a shot, you make some free throws, and then L.J. Cryer comes down the other end and makes a big shot?
No, that's what you do. I mean, he stepped up and made plays. I mean, we knew who he was. We had an awareness on him because we recognize how good he is. I mean, he's been playing terrific, especially now for 6 games. But the prior 5 games, even leading up to our game, he's been amazing. So we knew who he was, and we didn't do a great job of defending him. And part of that, you give the young man credit. I've always said you don't stop really good players, you try to contain them. And we just couldn't contain him at night. He was able to find his looks, and he got confident and knocked him down.
Coach, Houston with 20 second chance points and 22 points off of turnovers. Those 2 statistics stand out tonight.
Hugely. I mean, I looked at those statistics, and we talked about it as a team at the end of the game. I mean, that's ball game. We have to make sure we control the rebounds. We had our hands on a lot of balls. There's a lot of physicality, and it's clean. I love how they play. They're physical, but it's clean. And, we had a lot of hands-on balls, through the contact. But you got to come down and complete those plays. You have to come up with the ball. And that happened numerous times for us where we could have got the rebound before they got an offensive board, and we didn't come up with it. And so we have to be a little stronger when we rebound the ball. And, of course, we got to take care of the ball. We had done a really good job of taking care of the ball, especially 5 out of our last 7 games. The last 2 games, we've had slippage in that area. We've had some unforced turnovers, some plays that hadn't been characteristic over the last, previous 5 games. So we have to do a better job of making sure we're not forcing plays and just value the ball in the possession.
On the topic of the second half execution, I know you often mention the words composure and poise, especially late game. In what ways does that sort of maybe continue to be an issue in games like this?
Well, it's an issue where we're going to have to continue to grow through, and you grow in these from being in games like this, and that's what we're having to go through. It's always tough because no one wants to lose, and least of all me, and so very disappointed. But, as each time you're in these situations, you are learning and what to do and get better at what you're trying to, do at the end of the game. I mean, at the end of the day, we've come down and look at this season, especially in conference play. I look at the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, we're right there. And some guys with maybe a little more experience, guys have, been successful in more of those situations, have been able to make the plays. And we've made some too. We wouldn't have any wins in league. We just haven't, to me, made enough of those plays. And that's been the separator for us in league play so far.
Coach, your guys' defense showed well in the first half, holding Houston at 28 points, but then in the second half they scored 39. Where was the disconnect on defense between both of those halves?
Well, I thought we did a really good job in the first half of really, staying focused, not giving them anything easy. I thought in the second half, they found something that worked. They found Cryer. Cryer was hot, and they found him. And, of course, they're going to keep feeding him, and he made plays. I mean, every shot he took wasn't exactly an easy shot. I mean, he made contested shots. I think he got one late open one. That was the only open shot I felt he had. Everything else he had either off the dribble and got to a mid-range area and shot a floater or runner, or he shot threes with guys contesting him. I mean, and that's what, players do. I mean, he got it going. They found him more often in the second half, and he came through for them.
With tonight being senior night, for the seniors who walked today, can you just talk about both what they meant to this program and what they meant to you personally?
Well, all those guys are great young men. They all meant a great deal to me. This isn't like it used to be where you have a senior for 4 years. I mean, a lot of these guys we're talking about, I've just coached them for 7 months, But the thing with that is they're all great young men. I've really enjoyed working with them. They'll always be part of our family, as I said before, for the rest of my life. They can always pick, anytime they call me, I'm picking up the call. And if I can help them, I'm going to help them because they all were committed here. They all were great in our community. And so, they're going to be missed. I mean, I can't think of one of those guys that hasn't given a contribution, to this program and to this community and to UCF.
the game really came down to that 17-4 run. It was about a 5-minute stretch where I think you guys made only one field goal. It seems like that's been a kind of a pattern throughout the year where there'll just be these long field goal droughts. What did you see during that stretch, and how, with one game left in the regular season, how do you kind of find a way out of that?
Well, we're going to keep fighting. I mean, our guys don't like losing, neither do I, so we're going to keep competing. We know we can win. I mean, we're right in position in these games. We just have to find a way to get it done at the end. That's the main thing. It'd be different if we were far off. We're not far off, in my opinion. Like we said before, you had 16 offensive rebounds for 20 second chance points. You're talking about, I think they scored 20 points off our turnovers or so, 20 or 22 off turnovers. So, I mean, a lot of those things that we can control, we have to control better. We have to execute better. And then again, I mean, I thought, as you mentioned, during that run, we did have some open shots. I mean, I can't draw anything up better than that. We have those open shots. You got to knock them down. That's just part of basketball. But I think being in these situations the way we are, our guys will come through. We got time to figure this out as we move forward. It's not too late, especially in this conference. The tournament's coming up, and our guys are very competitive, and they're still very hungry.
Speaking of the seniors, what can you say about C.J. Walker and what he did tonight? He got you out to a hot start, and he ended up with 15 points.
He was terrific. I mean, I was one of C.J.'s best games, especially in this type of atmosphere against this type of opponent. I mean, talking about you playing the number one team in the nation, and I thought he gave a great effort. I mean, he definitely led us with regards to how he started the game off. He came with a great energy. He made some really good plays for us. Just really proud of him because, like I said, he's battled through more stuff. You guys wouldn't, because you've been around here. I mean, his last 3 years here, the stuff he's gone through injuries-wise, I mean, for him to be out there doing what he's doing right now, I'm just so happy for him that he can have a healthy moment because, I mean, he's had very few moments and stretches where he's been healthy.
Coach Sampson said that success is in his program's DNA, that they've learned how to win games at the end. Do you think that's something your team is still trying to achieve?
Absolutely. I think he hit the nail on the head with that. As a player and a coach, I've been in those situations. They've gotten to a point where we're in those situations. There are plays that are going to be made. You just got to make them. There's two things that I look at. You either making plays or you watching plays be made coming down the stretch. And we have to make more plays. We just have to do that. And that's us continuing to grow, continuing to teach our guys. But, the thing they've been very fortunate with, and it's a good thing for them, they've had stability in their program, too, since they've gotten on this run, this stretch. They've always had strong leadership and guys that are back that have been making these plays. Like a Shed comes back 3 years. And so when you add a Crier, you already have a Sharp that's been there for now 3 years. I mean, so their backcourt is experienced guys that have also played together for multiple years. Where we bring 9 new guys, 10 new guys last year, 10 new guys this year, and you're trying to have these guys get chemistry and continuity and who's making these plays and stepping up at the end. That's already determined by them. It's going to be Shed. It's going to be Shed leading that charge, and it's going to be Crier and those guys playing off of what he does. And we have to get better in that area ourselves.
What does that say about the contrast between the two programs?
Well, they're in an amazing place right now because they're the number one team in the nation, and we're fighting to get there. So that's where the two programs are. I don't think we're far off from being a top 25 program. I think we've shown that this year. We've been very competitive against all these teams. It's for us finding ways to close games at the end, making the plays down the stretch of the ball game that we have to make to end up being successful. Have we made some of those this year? Absolutely. We beat a number-ranked team, so I know we've already made some of those plays. So we know we can do it, but we have to find a way to do it consistently.
With this being the final home game of the season, I'm just curious, once the season's done and you look back at all the home games that you played this season, what do you think you're going to remember most about them?
Say that again for me, please.
What do you think you're going to remember the most about all the home games that you played this year?
I thought it was amazing. I just looked at the atmosphere. All the atmospheres have been electric. I think it's really been a boost to our players. I think our fans have been terrific. I think our student section has been amazing. I think our community's really come out and rallied around us. UCF has. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more from our community and our student body. I mean, they've been terrific. And I think the response by our players have been a winning effort every single night. Like I said, I didn't think our guys in any game, for the most part, didn't come out there and give an amazing effort and try to win. And that's all you can ask from your guys is, are you giving us the winning effort? Are you trying to make the plays that we can be successful with? And I can't question it. I can't argue that our guys have done that. We just have to find ways to get better.
Time for 2 more.
Coach, your team's finished now at home. It goes on the road to TCU, then on to Kansas City. But there's been struggles on the road. What does your team need to do now to remain road warriors and extend the season?
Well, we have to do a lot better job of rebounding the basketball. We can't give second chance opportunities. We have to do a lot better job of taking care of the basketball. It's going to be the same things, the formula that we didn't do as well tonight. We're going to really have to execute on the road, because if you turn it over on the road, the minimum you get with a home crowd that they'll have, for their last game, as well as if you don't rebound the ball and give them second and third shot attempts and easy baskets, they will feed off of that, especially at home. So we have to make sure we take care of the basketball, and we have to rebound it at a high level.
All set?
Thanks,
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks,
All right,
Coach.
guys.
We
All right,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Thanks, guys.